All right, good morning, everyone. Going to Cumberland today. It's 62 miles. I've heard from people at breakfast this morning that the last 20 miles of that, wait for that car to go by. Last 20 miles of that is all downhill. So really it's more like 40 miles today. You can see there's some weather rolling in. There's some weather rolling in. You can see the clouds. There's a little drizzle this morning. Right now it's damp, but it's not raining. Okay, so this is what the trail looks like leaving Confluence. I was talking to Samir and Debbie, two people I met. We've been leapfrogging each other on the trail for 3 days now, and we talked over breakfast, and we both agreed yesterday going into Ohio Pile from Connellsville was the best section of the trail so far. It was an amazing day yesterday. We'll see what today brings though. Okay, so I'm about 4 miles outside the last town where I stayed last night, and you could see that the rain is actually making the leaves pop more. Too hard to tell in terms of how good the trail is today, but so far it's been nice, that's for sure. It's not as nice as yesterday, but yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, so you can see it's really pretty. There's just something that was magical about yesterday, and I don't know if that'll be able to be replicated on the whole tour. You know, there's certain moments in life, certain things in life, and certain sections of trails in life that are a little more magical than others. And it doesn't mean the other thing is bad. It just means the thing that was your favorite thing was just more magical. That's how I'm feeling this morning. I feel this is really good, but yesterday just had a certain it factor to it, a certain magic to it that so far today, 4 miles in, I mean, this is a 62 mile ride, but 4 miles in, I'm not feeling the magic as much. It could change. You know, around that bend up there, it could change. That's something I noticed about this trail. Like, there's a lot of microclimates on it. Yeah, and something else today has that yesterday did not have is this wet weather making the trees pop a bit more. So I'm definitely enjoying that today. Okay, I'm starting to get a little nervous. Keep getting these short bursts of rain and then it stops. I was reading there's a 35% chance of rain today. DC apparently is getting some kind of weather that's rolling in. I'm headed towards DC, towards Cumberland, Maryland. So I think I'm kind of headed right into it. It looked like only for about an hour, and it's about the hour I'm in right now. This is the chance of rain for the day. And then after that, it's just cloudy all day. I made an executive decision not to bring a rain jacket, and I'm questioning that. You know, I looked at the extended forecast, and it looked good the whole way out. So I'm packing light. It was between that and some other gear that I thought was more important. Usually rain doesn't bother me unless it's really cold out, and it's in the 50s or 60s today. So it's like, I'll pass on the rain jacket, and we'll see. Could have been a bad decision. I think in general on a bike tour you should bring something like that. I didn't even pack a bag, like a plastic bag. Probably have to try and find cover. There's these little cliffs and bluffs along the way all over the trail. I'm thinking worst case scenario, I could hide under one of those and wait out the storm. I do have waterproof bags. It would really be about keeping myself. I don't think hypothermia is a risk in this weather. It's, I'd say 55 degrees right now, but comfort is an issue, and we do want to be comfortable on these rides, especially when you're riding 60 miles. You don't want to be wet. So I don't know. I feel like I'm complaining a lot today, and it's It's still a great day. I just didn't sleep well. I didn't enjoy the conversation over breakfast as much. I felt like the host was not as nice at this bed and breakfast. Really nice place, but the host was not as nice. Some of the people we sat with were not bike tours. They were just people taking a weekend trip to check out the town and walk part of the trail. So there's kind of less to talk about, less bonding. And then I didn't sleep well. So all those things combined, I'm just, I don't feel myself today, but you know what? This is this is day 6 of my tour, including up in Vermont. You know, if you have one day where you're not feeling yourself, I think that's pretty standard on a tour. Not every day is going to be perfect. There's nothing wrong with this day. It's just, I think if I slept better, I think it really comes down to that. We got some riders here. Hello. Wow, tandem bike, that was cool. Kind of waiting for that aha moment, something on the trail to click, something that really pops and just makes this section of the trail stand out and maybe be a little magical. And I'm 7 miles in, I haven't really found it yet. I hate to say this, but it's getting a little bit like the same. I don't know. I feel like you have to be truthful. I feel like this is getting a little samey to me. I want something to kind of pop on this trail, something interesting, but I don't know. I feel like I'm complaining a lot. That's just the reality of it. I want people to know what they're in store for if they come out. You might start to feel like after 80 miles, kind of seen this type of section before and you want to see something a little different. I'm sure we will. Not sure if you guys can hear the train, but something I love about this section right here, I can almost picture myself being the engineer on that train. I'm coming through this rail trail. I have the sounds of the train. I can picture being 100 years ago and just coming through these mountains. Yeah, it's a vibe. This is cool. We got a tunnel up here with a bridge in front of it. Nice. That's great. It was getting a little bit samey for me back there, where it was almost 7 miles of a lot of the same scenery from yesterday, so this is a cool little break. I made a decision to not focus on things being the same. I made a decision to focus on how peaceful it is out here today. I've only seen about 6 people so far, and I'm 12 miles in. Maybe 10 miles in. 4 cyclists and 2 women who are walking, and that's all I've seen all day, and it's just been extremely peaceful. This gloomier weather, it's actually, okay, there's a mile marker, 52 miles to go. Anyway, the gloomy weather has helped with the peaceful vibe. Let's see what this is about. All right, this is sweet. Wow, I can't see anything on the trail. I didn't bring a light, so let's hope there's no black walnuts in here. We're headed into the singularity. And it's a rail trail. Wonderful. So yeah, that was cool. Oh, and it follows up with another bridge. That's a wonderful section. Let's stop here and take a look. So I think a lot of what I've been missing on day 3 so far is I haven't really been riding next to the river until about now, 12 miles in. I noticed as I joined up with the river again, I'm starting to enjoy it more. I think the river was missing back there. I'm running into a lot fewer people out here today. I'm not saying it's lonely, but I do miss that camaraderie of other cyclists a little bit. It's Sunday and I'm not sure why. I think the weather, it's gloomy and people just aren't out. So anyway, Those are my thoughts 12 miles in. We'll see how it changes. Almost 15 miles into the day. I just saw milepost 48 back there. So once I get to milepost 20, I believe at that point it's all downhill into Cumberland. That's what I was told this morning by two people who are from Baltimore, and they've ridden this before, so let's see if it's true. I love these bluffs. You can see the coal veins in there if you look at the black. It's interesting, I'm of Polish descent, half Polish, half Italian, and the Polish side of my family grew up mining in Pennsylvania. So it's interesting to be out here and see these rocks with the coal veins in them. I'm about 2 hours into this ride. I'm gonna stop here and have a little snack. Everyone knows these gross, disgusting, chewy granola bars. I'll tell you this, 2 hours into a trail, when you're ready for a snack, they're pretty good. I got it from the B&B this morning. They gave out snacks and they gave out some seltzer water as well. So I'm gonna sit on this bench and have this snack. I just had a funny moment. I was sitting on a bench eating that granola bar, and this guy goes by. It looks like he was with his son. He looked like a boomer with his son, and he says, "Good morning," real friendly. And I said, "Good morning." And then because we're in like, I don't know, a bit of a valley here or something, you could hear an echo, you could hear really well. I heard him up the trail go, "I saw that guy yesterday, 60 degrees, and he's wearing that hat with a muffler over his face." And I was just like thinking to myself, how two-faced is that guy, right? Like, he gives a friendly good morning, and then a few minutes up the trail, he's talking shit. So, people, what can you say about them? All I'll say is this: I don't like sunscreen. I don't care what people think of my hat. Yeah, that's unfortunate when you run into people like that who are two-faced. I guess you never know, because you don't know what people say after they meet you. But in this case, I was able to hear the echoes. Some really pretty trees today. I think due to the rain, it's creating more hue, more pop in the leaves. Really pretty. So something else is back there. I saw a sign for the Mason-Dixon line. That's pretty sweet. I didn't even think about that, but in a few miles, I'm gonna be riding in the south technically, which, I don't know, it's a bit surreal. Really pretty section yet again, and you can hear the train just rolling in behind me. 25 more miles to go before I hit an easy decline into Cumberland. What are these guys? Are these pheasants? I think these are pheasants. Hello. Hello. You cutie pies. It's actually nice to get this break into farmland. Wow, this is really cool. Definitely very different here. I saw a sign back there that said Highlands Snowmobile Club. This could be the Highlands. That could be what this area is known as. Oh, cool. Train's still coming through. I'll say the forest has thinned out and we're getting a lot more farmland. And the trail is starting to go down, which is interesting. I was told that around mile marker 20 that happens, but I just hit mile marker 33 and we've started a very slow descent here. It'd be nice if it was a little earlier. I ran out of food. I had 5 snack bars and I ate all 5 of them. You can see the movement on the trees, how bad the wind is. It must be, I don't know, I saw it said 9 miles an hour, but it feels a little stronger than that. But yeah, beautiful section. I'm actually really enjoying this section. Enjoying the diversity, actually. Seeing a lot more wildflowers up here. If you look to the side of the trail, there's some, you might see these purple and white wildflowers. There's a yellow one. Yeah, just really pretty up here. Crossing that bridge was very interesting. That was probably 20-mile-an-hour wind on that bridge. Anyway, let's see what's up here. All right, that was sweet. Town called Myersdale. Looks like a cycling hangout. I'm gonna go check out this group up here and what's going on. So that was pretty cool. There's a train museum. I didn't have time to look around too much, but if you do have time, it looks like it'd be a really cool place to check out. I just filled up my water bottle, briefly talked to those cyclists, and I'm just back on trail because I still have 30 miles to do today. It does look like we're going downhill. Sun, wow, the sun's finally popping out. All right. Wind is really intense today. It's that storm that's coming through here. Anyway, brief update. I believe trains are still the cheapest transportation at 3 cents per mile. I know that was true a few years ago. Not sure if it's still true, but pretty amazing that a technology that old is still useful. Beautiful section here. Thought this was a beautiful scene. Look at this. I'm gonna go up ahead and see what's around this bend. Wow, looks like a really old bridge. Does not disappoint. What a cool section. Wow, that section might have been my favorite part of the day so far. It's a totally different landscape here. So I crossed the Eastern Continental Divide. Definitely changes out here. If I could get a vista to the left, I'll stop and show you. Definitely looks more like rolling hills, and I don't know. I grew up in Western Jersey. It looks a lot more like that than where I was riding before I crossed the divide. So everything here, I guess, dumps into the Atlantic Ocean, and everything on the other side dumps into the Gulf of Mexico. Really cool section. I think this is where the downhill also begins. The riding's getting much easier, which I need, to be honest. I ran out of food and I'm a bit low on energy. And yeah, I just kind of need to coast for a while. The bike is heavy. The bike is starting to feel heavy, I should say. Starting to feel this ride. 62 miles on a weighted down bike for me is a lot. I know there's people out there that's nothing for them, but I'm in good shape, but I'm not in that kind of touring shape. You never know what you're getting into on a bike tour. You never know what you're getting into on a certain day. And I think a certain trait you need to have is when you're having a down day or when things aren't quite going your way, you have to be able to push through that mentally. Today was one of those days for me. First day on the trip, really, where that was the case, so pretty lucky on that front. That's the reality being out on tour. Sometimes your bike breaks down, sometimes you sleep badly, sometimes you get hills when you didn't expect them and you're hours behind, and there's just all kinds of stuff that can happen. And For me, that's actually what makes it interesting. So even though today was tough in a way, it was also a good mental challenge in a way. And I think the word for that is ambivalence. People think ambivalence means you're indifferent to something, but it actually means something is both good and bad at the same time. It's equally good and equally bad. And I use the word bad loosely. I don't want people to think that you shouldn't come out to this part of the trail. You definitely should. It was just a personal challenge for me today. Probably won't be for many people. Sleep well, eat well. It's hard to find good food on the trail. You know, lunch today was like 5 granola bars. I'm looking forward to getting a good night's sleep tonight. I'm gonna get some dinner, have an early night. Wow, this is beautiful here. Let's just call that good, and I'll end this video shooting some B-roll on the way out. This downhill, I don't know. There was something that changed, probably where you saw those pheasants and that farmland, and the scenery started to change. And it got a lot different than the prior day. I think I was feeling like things were a little too samey maybe from the prior day. I liked when things changed there, and my spirits were uplifted at that point. And this downhill into Cumberland, I think it's 18 miles of all downhill. It's been so fun to ride. I think it's worth doing that just to ride this downhill. This is like, okay, I'm at mile marker 16. This has been a blast. I think I have 16 more miles of just downhill. I feel my spirits and my energy and everything just picking up. I was struggling a bit back there, but you know, that's part of bike touring. You're gonna have days or even moments in days where things aren't going your way, maybe not exactly how you envisioned or how you wanted. And I think the mental fortitude of that, building mental fortitude, is kind of what touring is about, isn't it? It's partially about getting out in nature and seeing the world, but it's also about challenging yourself. And when things don't go right, what are you gonna do about it, you know? So what can you do about it? And that's part of the fun. You have to live with what you're dealt. Okay, I just want to finish my thoughts. I had a little hill there and some people. So obviously every day you maybe want to be an idyllic, perfect day, but yeah, I feel like days like this are the character building days on a tour. I don't know. I feel like I got mentally stronger today. I'm on a weighted bike. I've gone 62 miles. You know, things weren't going my way, and I just mentally fought through it. And I think that whole cheesy thing that it makes you stronger and all that corny stuff, I think there's some truth to it. Let's end on that note. I'm gonna enjoy this 15 miles of downhill. I think you should come out here and ride it rather than me film 15 miles of beautiful fall scenery going downhill. That's what it would be. I think just get out here and ride it. You know, I showed you enough where you know what it's about. I want to turn it around and film for you guys, but I think just come out and ride it.